The South African National Biodiversity Institute, SANBI, recently launched their first ever Spring Festival, which is set to run across the country until the end of October. This initiative is their way of encouraging South Africans to visit their nearest botanical garden as a way to celebrate this festival. And for the many that may not be aware that the country has 13 botanical and zoological gardens, we are joined via Zoom by the SANBI's marketing director, Craig Allenby, to tell us about its importance. Craig, a very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Very good morning to you too.
Let's start with what the South African National Biodiversity Institute is and the work that you do there.
Let's just make it easier for you. Let's refer to it as SANBI. What SANBI does, it's a whole collection, as you mentioned, of gardens, 13 gardens across the country, most of them being botanical gardens, but then there are 2 zoological gardens in the mix as well, being the National Zoological Gardens in Victoria Zoo, as it's well known. And then there's also an animal collection in Mokopane. So those are the 13 gardens that we've got. Now the importance of botanical gardens are they're a showcase to the country. They normally have an area of pristine collections of plants. So they give you a very good example what the area used to look like before man started to build accommodation and destroy the environment. And it's just the mountain. See, we're busy saving electricity here in the building. And then they've also got areas of manicured grasses and that. So the botanical gardens not only showcase for the plants and the animals, we also do research as well.
You know, Craig, I've mentioned that you've this year launched the first ever SANBI Spring Festival. Tell us more about that and tell us about the SANBI's call on the South African public to take part in this first ever Spring Festival by visiting their nearest botanical garden.
Well, you would all notice, as the lockdown stages started to lower down, the number of people who are walking in the various suburbs started to increase. And this made us think, all these people walking around their suburbs and that, why not get them to come and walk in botanical gardens? Because it's such a beautiful environment. Just listening to your weather broadcast now, it is going to be a wonderful day today. So we'd rather come and walk in the botanical gardens where we've got such a beautiful array of plants. It's just such a lovely environment to get out into. And those people who are fortunate enough to live in Johannesburg, the Walter Sisulu Gardens, National Botanical Gardens there, have got a pair of black eagles, and they have just had their young fledglings in the nest there. So there's really something interesting to go and see there. But the whole aim of the campaign is come to the botanical gardens, walk around, see our beautiful animal plants that we've got, bring your picnic basket along, and come and create great memories with your family out here.
Do give us a bit of history of these botanical gardens, Craig, and why they were created.
Well, they're created as collections of plants. The oldest one being in KwaZulu-Natal, and the latest addition to SANBI in the Zoological Gardens. So we've got a number of gardens. In each province, except in the Northwest Province, you will find botanical gardens. So included would be Kirstenbosch down in Cape Town, which I think is the most well-known. National Botanical Gardens here in Victoria, Walter Sisulu up in Johannesburg. We even go as far as Thohoyandou. So in each province there is a botanical gardens. We're busy working on the Northwest Province to give them the botanical gardens as well.
You say that many people don't actually realize that there are 13 botanical and zoological gardens in South Africa. Why do you think that's the case, though?
I think people have got so used to going to malls and they haven't realized the importance of visiting botanical gardens because they are such wonderful locations. They sit in most beautiful areas. They've got some pristine areas. And what's nicer than taking out a picnic basket, putting down a blanket, and let the kids just run around and you sit there having a glass of wine in this beautiful area. We've got such lovely weather in this country and a beautiful fauna and flora in it. So come and enjoy it with us. I think one of the big reasons why people are having come in great numbers is the rise of malls. They've got so used to going to cinemas, this instant entertainment that they require. Whereas botanical gardens and zoological gardens are all about relaxing, spending time with the family, chatting, and then sitting around and letting the kids play.
You know, Craig, it's safe to mention that there are those who still haven't visited any of the botanical gardens and zoological gardens and are quite awestruck by the images that we've been playing on the screens right now and may want to visit. So do unpack for us what visitors can expect to experience at all these different national gardens around the country.
Each one of the gardens has got its own unique botanical features. We all know Cape Town with its beautiful mountains and that. Victoria's got some lovely safari areas, safari grasses and that. Walter Sisulu's also got a reach with the beautiful stream running through it. Toyando's got the beautiful forest there. So each one has got its own unique botanical features and that. So one could almost create yourself a bucket list and make it an effort to visit each one of these botanical gardens. These are beautiful escape areas right in the center. A lot of them are right in the center of urban areas. So what better way than to get away from these buildings and the malls and that and rather come to the botanical gardens.
Now, just before I let you go, Craig, what advice do you have for gardeners on getting their gardens ready for the coming summer? And as you know that tomorrow we're celebrating Garden Day.
Yes, we have a number of courses that are presented at our gardens, so people are welcome to contact us as well. At the end of the month, on the 1st of November, we're having a succulent festival where we invite people to come and have a look at our vast array of succulent plants, you know, cacti and that. But I think my big advice to people is don't plant exotic plants, rather plant indigenous plants. They are much lighter on water and they're geared for this environment. We know that water is becoming incredibly scarce, so indigenous plants are much lighter than exotic plants. So please go ahead, plant your exotic plants. All nurseries will be a good stockers of these indigenous plants.
All right, Craig, great chatting to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
That was Craig Allenby. He's from the South African National Biodiversity Institute, and we've been talking about the importance of South Africa's botanical gardens as well as their recently launched first ever Spring Festival.